you the right person to be LA's next mayor?
Because I'm different than the 5 candidates that are currently being represented as the only options that our city has. And I have been a very active participant in city council, board of supervisor meetings, LA Police Commission meetings. I've been a very engaged organizer and activist here in the city for many, many years. So I know what life is actually like out on our streets on the daily for folks.
What would be your first action to address the city's homelessness crisis?
So the first thing I would do is I would assemble a group of unhoused folks to form a council, an advisory council. This would be a paid position, and I would look to unhoused folks in each district, because actually all 15 districts have a good deal of unhoused folks who either are, have been unhoused for at least a year or were recently unhoused and maybe found housing, to start the process of developing plans that actually include unhoused folks in them.
What's the right size of the Los Angeles Police Department force and why?
I believe that the LAPD has grown to a size that is no longer manageable for the health and well-being of the rest of our community. The overbloated budget that the LAPD currently has forced them to take roles like social worker, outreach worker, after-school coach, a myriad of things that police officers were never intended to do. And just by nature of the fact that they have the lion's share of the budget, that's now in fact what they've been doing. So I have signed the People's Budget Los Angeles pledge for no new cops to be hired. And I think that's the first step in taking measures to reduce the size of the LAPD so that we can actually hire folks who are trained and educated in those areas.
What's an example of something you've done that wasn't popular, but was the right thing to do?
Running for mayor. I have taken it from both ends running for mayor. The establishment is not happy with my presence and doing its best to ignore me. I've been refused participation in all of the televised debates thus far. I hope that changes. And then even my own folks that I organize and I'm activist with have, pushed back on me, wondering why I've made this change, as they felt so betrayed by the current political climate. So it's been an interesting journey.
All right, so the rest of these are mostly one-word answers are very short. Should Los Angeles tax $1 million real estate transactions to raise money for affordable housing? Yes or no?
Yes.
Roughly, what's the median income for a household in LA?
I think it's just under $70,000, but I think those numbers are horribly skewed by the numbers of millionaires and billionaires we have living in our city.
Metro is considering enacting congestion pricing on local roads and freeways to reduce gridlock and fund more traffic, transit, and even free transit. Would you support a congestion pricing pilot project in LA? Yes or no?
I have concerns about that, as I worry that that's going to unduly tax working class folks who need to drive into the city. I'm very much for free transit, but I would have to look more closely at the wording and how they would implement these taxes and who would bear the brunt of them.
Mayor Garcetti set a goal of eliminating traffic deaths by 2025, but he hasn't followed through and traffic deaths have increased. Would you commit to make Vision Zero a reality during your tenure as mayor? Yes or no?
Yes, I've actually signed the Streets for All 25 by 25 plan, which actually will jump over that Vision Zero plan and do far more to protect our people.
Digital billboards, would you support having more, the same number as now, or fewer?
I think fewer. I think they're a huge distraction and create a lot of traffic issues.
All right, very good. Thank you.
Thank you so much.